Yes, people. So today, new video, new client interview with my one of my clients, Mike, who just like crushed his first phase, lost like 30 pounds in less than 90 days. And yeah, his name is Michael. He's from Salt Lake City. And yeah, welcome, Mike. Introduce yourself. What exactly, who you are, and what do you do? Tell us more about yourself.
Absolutely. Okay, my name is Mike Roylance. I am a software developer. I've been working in the industry for quite a while now. And let's see, I live in Salt Lake City, as we said. I used so my I guess my stats. I've been about 5'10". I'm about 5'10", and for a long time I was just in pretty good weight. I wrestled in high school, around the 140, 145 pound range. But after COVID, and I had some ailments where something happened with my right ear. I didn't exercise. I was eating a lot. I kind of ballooned up to about 215 pounds. And so I'd been there for kind of several years. And I realized I need to make a change. And I did some research and found Oscar through YouTube, looking for just kind of the best way to uh, what is it to lose weight while maintaining my lifestyle, because I am a software developer. I spend a lot of time in front of the computer. I can program in I do things from C++ to Java, to recently spent a lot of Python with this AI craze going around. So I spend a lot of time in front of the computer, and usually when you get in the zone as a software developer, you're there for like several hours. Like you're not really productive if you just only spend an hour in front of the computer coding. It's like when you hit 4 or 5 hours, that's where the really productive stuff comes from, and that doesn't really lead to a very healthy lifestyle if you do that a lot. And then you put a lot of sugar, and Dr. Pepper's the best drink ever. I love it, but uh, that type of lifestyle, it's very easy to get out of weight. And so I ballooned up to about 215 pounds. And yeah, over the last several months, I researched Oscar. Oscar has worked with this type of profession where we do kind of put a lot of our concentration in front of a computer, and we're kind of, I am going to say, sedentary for a while. And this type of workout is, yeah, it's worked for me. Is that okay, Oscar? Feel free to edit this
For
out.
sure. No, no, for sure. Totally, totally makes sense, man. And how long you were in this kind of like situation that you, yeah, felt that it's not going okay with your health and fitness?
Yeah. Let's see. So I think about the time that COVID hit, or I don't know if we can still call it that. And that was kind of getting censored for a while. But when the pandemic hit around March of 2020, I was about 205, 200 pounds around there. So this lifestyle, if you don't actively watch your diet and you don't exercise a lot, it does catch up with you. And so around the time the pandemic hit, I was already kind of definitely on the edge. Yeah, I was definitely considered overweight. BMI standards, I was absolutely overweight. But then the pandemic, where a lot of the work was from home, it was real easy to just really stay in your house for the entire day, sometimes weeks on end. That's where I even ballooned up even more to around 210. And then I had kind of a medical crisis back in 2022 with my right ear, and that kind of sidelined me further, where I wasn't walking as much. So yeah, I think it's been over the past 5 years, that's where I really started to hit some of those high numbers. And this year, I realized that just looking at my BMI and my overall health, and just where my body was, I realized I need to make some changes.
That's exactly what I wanted to ask. Like, what was the main reason of you like starting? Why did you decided that this is the right time to do it? Why now? Did
Yeah, I guess I don't want to get too sentimental here, but I had a friend. I am at the age. I've reached over 40 years old, and so I am at the age where I had a friend who passed away, and it was not due to obesity, but there were several factors, including diabetes. And when you grow up with someone and you realize, oh wow, they passed away from medical conditions, I realized that it kind of kicks you a little bit, and so that was one of the things that spurred me on. I realized it could be. I realized that probably could be me with the type of lifestyle and where I was at, my obesity, my fat percentage level. I realized that yeah, it's time to make a change, or
Had to need to make the change, right?
Right.
And how did like that when you were in that bad spot, you were obese, you know, not feeling the best version of yourself? Like how did it affect your like personal life or work life, let's say?
Yeah. Well, I definitely know now. I would say I'm just as effective or more effective at concentrating. I don't need to have like sugary drinks, or I don't need to be eating constantly and still be productive. Before, I would have to have like a lot of sugary stuff. I'd constantly be eating in order to keep my focus while working. So in that sense, just from a purely financial perspective, I'm technically eating less. And I'm eating more healthy food. And so, and the food is a lot better for me, and I feel a lot better afterwards. So I think from a health perspective, that's definitely helped me over the past few months. And then, of course, I joined a swim club, and I do wear like a Speedo, and just seeing my body. And I'm not like Brad Pitt in Fight Club yet, hopefully, but I'm getting there. I definitely look a lot better now than I did before.
Sure, man. Like the body transformation, what you achieved, right? Where I also compared how you started and where you at right now. Like yeah, it was really incredible to see, right? And I think
Oh,
it's
thanks.
just the beginning.
Yeah, it was. I kind of cut a lot of fat out of there, and I think I still have a little bit more to go. But yeah, it's been a big transformation.
What else like positive effects how you like seen since you achieved this transformation, since you became in healthier body weight?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'd say before I've always built my own computers, and so I'm working on a high-end computer now that I built. It's like a 32 core or 32 thread processor with a 4090 and stuff like that. And I'd always upgrade my computers, and my computers were kind of my favorite thing. I did a lot of Bitcoin mining back in the day, and what else did I do? And I work on computers. I work in AI now, and so seeing how fast I can compile a model or do inference on a certain model and stuff like that. So that's all fun. So I always prized like my computers. What my point is, my computers, I always had like pretty expensive, pretty high-end computers, and they were like the most precious thing to me. But ever since like losing a lot of weight and getting my body into a good condition, a great condition where I'm like, oh yeah, I'll take off my shirt. Oh yeah, I'll go swim. It's no problem. My fiance and I went swimming at a nearby park, at a nearby water park for an entire day, and it felt great. I definitely couldn't have done that like a year ago or 2 years ago. And so right now, I'd say my probably greatest possession is my body, and so I'm trying to take care of it. And so just the shift of where my where my greatest possessions are, from my computers to my body, that's been a huge shift.
Yeah, your health is your wealth, right? Your body is also like a temple, and you have to like serve your body, and then it will also yeah provide you, right, like more higher energy levels. You're gonna look good, you're gonna look confident, so I like that you had that mindset with your computer, right, before that you started to prioritize your health. like your computer was that temple. But now when you like switch mindset that actually I how to prioritize myself, then you can already see now that the benefits, right? Like you look better, you know, you look more confident, you are happy more with yourself. And I think it's just been only 3 months. Imagine what's gonna be in a 6 months or one
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, I mean, well, just 3 months ago, I wasn't. I have that fitness app on here, and I'm counting every calorie that goes in. And 3 months ago, I wasn't doing that. I was like, oh, what do I feel like eating? And sometimes I just go eat whatever I want or whatever felt like, whether I needed to or not. But now that I'm kind of tracking my macros and saying, hey, okay, I need this amount of protein. I've had this much sugar already. Let's see if we can go without that. Just like having some sort of, I'm going to call it a North Star, but before my eating guide was just whatever I felt like at the moment. And sorry, my body's not the best at telling me what I need to eat. Because if I leave it up to my natural body, I'll just eat sugar all the time. I'll have like 2 gallons of Dr. Pepper easily. I love that stuff. But now, yeah, I've kind of cut soda out completely, and I'll drink soda if it's I'll drink Dr. Pepper if it's very, very special occasion. But yeah, right now I have my diet set. I really love eating food. Food is great, and I look at my macros at the end of the day. I'm like, okay, I hit that, and yeah, that alone is it's just, yeah, I've been able to organize the way I eat so much better, and I feel like I have a lot more control over my body and everything. It's been great.
It sounds like with diet you didn't do too much like before joining the program. What about the training? I know you were like a wrestler in high school, but after that, did you do something on that side?
No, I mean, I always did cardio. So I would try to do ellipticals or I'd run, but there's only, if you do an hour of cardio a day, but then you eat like a donut, those cancel each other out. Or you eat like 10 donuts. It's like, okay, the cardio helps, but it's all about taking it in stride. So I've always not necessarily, I do jog in the morning, or I do ellipticals and stuff like that. But I'd say, and I've cranked it up a little bit. So I still do the cardio here. But I also have been watching the macros for my nutrition. And I'd say, and you'll hear this a lot. Yeah, the exercise is very needed, is useful, but it's also your diet. Like, you can't, if you want to get in better shape, you gotta watch what you eat. You just can't eat anything and expect to like slim down.
Sure, I think like diet is 90% of the results, you know. You never can outwork a shitty diet, you
Right.
know. But yeah, also you mentioned that, yeah, before joining the program you just did cardio, you know. And a lot of people, like, they think that they're gonna get in like Brad Pitt, let's say, shape or good shape without strength training, but that's not the case. You know, you restrict yourself, you do long cardio sessions, you know. Yes, you're gonna lose weight, but you're also gonna lose like muscle mass, right? That
Right.
leads to that like skinny fat body type, which I think no people want it. So definitely you want to prioritize that aspect as well. But
Yeah.
Mike, what has been like the best thing since you started working with me? What have you like the most?
Yeah, so I'll tell you what the most effective has been. You're the first trainer I've ever hired. Again, I have been. I think I'm in my 40s now. I've been struggling with weight probably for the last 10 years. When I hit 30s, I was still like acceptable. But yeah, after 30s, that's where I kind of let myself go, I guess. So the best thing with you, what has been, I would say the dietary plan, because I sometimes, if I want to lose weight, what wrestlers do is they just stop eating. They just don't eat anything. But again, if you don't eat anything, and you don't necessarily exercise, you lose some of that muscle as well. So you may be losing weight, but it's not the weight you want to lose. You want to keep your muscle. Um, and so the good thing with you has been tracking the nutrients to make sure, okay, you're losing weight, but you're also eating like, 180, 170, 160 grams of protein every day. And you're also doing the lifting weights, and you're lifting weights in a specific way to really strengthen your muscles, so that as you do lose weight, you keep the muscle. And so it's really the bad weight. So it's like a double whammy, because you're losing the bad weight, and you're also keeping muscle and gaining muscle. And so even if you stay about the same weight for a little bit, it's actually, you're losing fat but gaining muscle. Because I think it may be an old wives' tale, but I think muscle weighs more than fat. So if you stay the same weight, but you're lifting weights and stuff, it's actually you look at your body and you're like, wow, I'm seeing awesome changes. And I'd say that's the big thing I've noticed about your program, is that for a while I would say my weight did seem to plateau. Right. So when I started, I think I was around 200 pounds, maybe a little bit over 205. Right now, I think I weighed myself just before this, I was 168 or something. So yeah, that's quite a bit of weight loss. But I'd say for a while I was plateauing around the 170 pounds, 171, but I was maintaining the protein, I was maintaining the exercises. And I was looking at myself in the mirror, I'm like, okay, I know I've been staying the same weight for the last several weeks, but I'm actually looking a lot like, this is looking really good. I'm liking what I'm seeing. And I think it was because, yeah, the fat was slowly melting away, and is being replaced by heavier muscle. And so that's why my ultimately the weight was
Yeah,
staying
you
the
just
same, but the physique was
get more
changing.
tone in your body, right? Like you have higher
Yeah.
protein intake, you're doing strength training sessions, so for sure you're getting that tone more.
Yeah. So I'd say that's been the number one thing, the tone. Where before I haven't really understood that or really executed on that, and now, yeah, I've been able to handle that a lot better.
Where would you be if you wouldn't like decide like starting to work with me? If you would stay in the same shoes as you were like 3 months ago, like would you be okay with that?
Oh, I would probably. So this is probably what would happen. I'd probably starve myself. So my way of losing weight would just be not to eat any food, because I didn't really understand. I mean, I know there's a lot of information about what macros you need to eat and stuff like that, but I didn't really have a set program. And so if it were just up to me, I would have probably just not eaten any food, starved myself, which would have affected my work and everything like that, which is not good. And then I probably would have reached some sort of tipping point where I was losing a lot of fat, but then I'd eat like a little bit, and then I'd gain it all back, and then I'd kind of go in a spiral, and then I would be back to where I started. So I'm absolutely glad. Yeah, I don't think I could have pulled through this without your training program. And so I'm on board. I'm looking forward to the next phase.
Yeah, and yeah, a lot of people think that to lose weight, you need to eat as less as possible, starve yourself. But actually, like they like make things worse. They slower their metabolism, and our bodies are smart. You stay with the same restriction calories food, even if you don't eat anything. At one moment, your body is not gonna lose weight anymore because it has adapted. you know so how was your mindset change when, remember, at first I even said to you, we have to eat like this amount, and
Yeah.
you were kind of struggling even to get that much amount of food. Like, well, what did you thought about that?
Yeah, that was absolutely hard at the beginning. And frankly, I failed. So anyone that takes this and you're like, oh, I'm supposed to eat X, how many calories? I was really bad at that. I'm getting a lot better now. If you look, you've seen my daily nutrition. I'm getting close to about where I'm supposed to be at the calories. But yeah, because I was always used to, if you want to lose weight, you have to calorie deficit it. And that's still true. I'm not saying it's not true. But as you do the calorie deficit, you got to make sure you hit the right the macros in there. So that was the hardest. But I think as I worked through it, it became a lot easier, and I've got my meals planned out now, and it's a lot better. So yeah, you're absolutely right. That was really hard for me at the beginning.
You know, you did it, you achieved weight loss without starving yourself, you know, without the need of that. So good work as well. But what are your, like, let's say, goals? What are your goals for the next upcoming months? Well, what would you like to achieve?
Yeah. So I kind of I don't throw this around lightly. I'm not going to say that I have OCD, but I do like to do the same things every day. I really love a routine, and so I just want to make sure that I've been to the point where I've been overweight, significantly overweight, and so I want to just make sure that these are kind of my daily routine going forward. These are part of my daily routine going forward. So I'm not looking to really stop doing this ever. I want to keep on doing this for the next 10 years, the next 20 years. Frankly, I want to be 80 or 90 years old, or even I don't know if I'll be able to do it when I'm 100, but I want to see how long I can last and keep this up. And I feel great right now. So my goal is to do this until I die, I guess.
Increasing that longevity and being that best version of yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
You are like software developer, right? You are super busy guy, a lot of things you have to do in your day, you know, but you still get it done, right? Doing cardios, your meals, your workouts. Like, what advice you can give to other like tech guys or software developers who say that they are like too busy?
Yeah. Well, I mean, as software developers, that's our core problem, right? Look at his I mean, we all took computer science, remember constraint satisfaction problems in AI class, or what do? We always, as we're looking at software, we're fixing bugs, and what are we doing? We're optimizing our life. And so I'd say this is a necessary optimization. Look at this as speeding up a program or optimizing the cache usage of something. But yeah, just optimize, try to cut out the things that are not necessarily needed, and really examine and optimize the things that your life. I mean, if you look at it, we're dealing with computers. Computers have instruction sets, and we write programs that send instructions to code. And we try to optimize those instructions. How we live our lives are kind of the same way. What we do, what we choose to do with every second of our time. Yeah, just optimize it. When we say we don't have time to do something, the real question is, okay, what's more important? And look at that and go from there. And I think there's definitely ways you can optimize so you can have more time to do some of this stuff. Like eating healthy, that takes about the same amount of time as eating unhealthy. So it's just a matter of making a change to eat healthy there. And when I say healthy, that's such a broad term. I mean, just follow the macros. Make sure you're getting your protein. Maybe limit the sugar and stuff like that. And so that's something that really doesn't take time. Maybe it'll take some time and take time to get used to it. But as for some of the workouts, okay, 3 times a week, 3 or 4 times a week for an hour. What is everything that you're doing in your life more important that those 4 hours can't be utilized somewhere? Maybe that could be the case, or yeah. So I think it's just maybe really understanding the importance of it and understanding the value of having like a really nice body that you can go to a water park in a Speedo and not feel ashamed or embarrassed or anything. And that's like, yeah, that type of treasure is really priceless. Yeah, it's worth a lot. So that's my only advice.
Such, like, I think because everyone has the same 24 hours in our day, you know, and there are also more busier people than us, you know, who get the things done. So definitely it's all about like your priorities, right? Making sure what is your priority. And you also mentioned good that like healthy diet doesn't have to be like long, you know, you don't have to spend 3-4 hours in the kitchen making healthy foods. Like it can be also same efficient as like, yeah, fast food, you know, if you know what to make. Also for workouts, you know, most people think that they have to go to the gym every day, work out like 2 hours like bodybuilders, right? But our goal is not to be bodybuilders. Our goal is just to be in good shape, you know, and feel good.
Right. Yeah. And I even exaggerated on the 4 hours a week. It's right now, honestly, I just do maybe 40 minutes 40 minutes 3 times. So I'll probably kick that up in phase 2. So it'll be instead of 3 times, 4 times. But yeah, it hasn't been a lot of time at the gym.
Nice. So that was about like the business part, and what advice you can give to guys who were in the same shoes as you were, you know, who were like kind of struggling for like 10 years, you know, and yeah, always postponing building their own temple. You know, they are like so focused on building their careers, you know, maybe the computers, right? But they have kind of like forgotten about themselves. Like what advice can you give to those guys?
Yeah, well, I think from a very practical perspective, you getting in better shape. So if you're out of shape like now, like I was, and you slimming down and getting in better shape, that's only going to help your career. I hate to say it, but and maybe it's a little superficial thing, but if you're around the office or people see on Zoom calls, you looking better and more in shape, that's something that's universally applicable, and that's only going to help your career in several ways, whether you're interviewing or whether you're already a senior at your company. And you know other high, staff look at you and stuff like that. That's so from a very practical monetary perspective, getting in good shape I would say is very beneficial for your career. The other thing is that's needed, like I was for like 10 years I was overweight. And of course, everybody out there, everybody sees people that are in shape, and I don't want to say envious, but they're like, okay, I wish I was that way. Everybody thinks that way. But sometimes we have a defeatist mentality that, oh, I can't do that. That's too hard. That's only for certain people, certain genetics. That's something that I can't control. And I'd say is, yeah, you can. And it's not as hard as you think. It might be hard at the beginning, but it'll just take some perseverance, some dedication to kind of push through a little bit of plateau. But then once you start seeing the numbers, you'll be tracking your numbers daily on how much you weigh and everything like that. Once the system starts kicking in, I think you'll start seeing that. And you might get addicted to looking at the numbers every day, kind of like I'm a numbers guy. So you might just love to see those. Make sure it's like your stock portfolio, I guess. Make sure that everything's going well. Make sure your body's going well. Okay, my fat percentage is this, my weight percentage is that. So if I were to go back 10 years ago when I was really gaining a lot of weight, I would tell myself from a monetary perspective, yeah, you should stay in shape. Don't get out of shape. It'll only help your career if you look better. And then 2, it's not as hard as you think. You just need to you need to persevere through it. And yeah, it's not this insurmountable thing that only a select few people that are genetically blessed can do. Anybody can do it.
For sure. And how you gotten like some recent compliments? I don't know, at your work or personal life, that yes, they see that you're changing.
Yeah, it's kind of been crazy. Everyone around the office has been. My family had. Everyone that's kind of see me go through this transformation. There've been a lot of comments, and it's only been positive. So yeah, again, there's been zero negativity about it. It's only good things.
Yeah, sometimes as well, we see ourselves every day, we train, we kind of don't see those changes as much as like people around us. So that's like a good indicator that things are moving in the right direction. So that's really good. And how like big of impact has been like that someone is at your side, me as a coach is guiding you in that side. Like could you like figure it out on your own?
I mean, I'm sure I'll just skip to the yeah, absolutely. I think the accountability of it all. There were a couple of weeks where I wasn't hitting my protein levels. Like I was only hitting like 70 grams out of 180, 150 or 160 or something like that. And yeah, the accountability of it all, that absolutely helped. Knowing that I have daily meetings with you, and that's I guess the macho thing would be to say no, I couldn't do it on my own. or yes, I could do it on my own. But I would say it's definitely made things, the accountability aspect of it has definitely helped me. And yeah, I see this going forward. It's been really good.
For sure, man. Same for me as well. I also had in the past, right, coaches, especially fitness part. Now I have for my business, right? Like I think that's the biggest and best investment that you can make in yourself, right? Like yes, you can figure it out on your own, but it's probably gonna take a couple months, couple years, you know. So then you have to decide like what's more important for you, like faster results or maybe even making things worse, you know, or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Hire a
yeah, but
professional for it.
yeah, exactly.
I'd say absolutely hire a professional. I've seen faster results, better, and I've been able to just get so much quicker than I could have done this on my own. And I have tried this on my own in the past. So again, I'd probably still be at the same place I was 3 months ago if I didn't. Yeah, if you didn't jump in, and so I'm very glad that you accepted me as your client and we were able to work through this.
Still be restricting yourself like a
Right.
wrestler.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd definitely be skinny fat there.
Good conversation so far. Thank you for your time. Do you have any like last advice or some things that you wanted to mention?
Um, yeah, I think my advice is just go ahead and do this. I think you're probably going to use this for promotion, right, Oscar? Feel free to use this however you want. Of course, you have my permission. And I'd say anybody else watching this, and if you feel a little inspired or whether you want to do it or not, I'd say go ahead and yeah, do it. It's probably the best thing you could do for your body. And the results, if you and I believe you will stick with it, but stick with it. And maybe in 3 months you could be the same as me, just very happy, healthy. You know, going to swim parks and speedos, looking a lot better than what you were before. That's not the speedo thing is not necessarily a goal, but so I'd say just do it.
Your words, Mike, and yeah, my plan is just give you a game plan, you know. Then the other part is you executing, you know. And if you execute, there's no doubt that you're gonna see good results, you know. Thank you for your time. Really excited as well to still continue working with you, you know, on the phase two, and yeah, achieving that Brad Pitt body, you know, crushing the physique even more, and definitely we're gonna do that.
Sweet. Well, thank you, Oscar.